reading recommendations again, and I just realized I should probably upload it later. So there's the whole thing that happened. I was gonna go to the library today, but I was gonna go tomorrow because I couldn't get a ride, and then I had the person that usually takes my grandmother usually takes me, and misunderstanding I'm an idiot, and then she has the book. She can bring me tomorrow, but maybe mom can grab them tonight. I don't think she can. No, I've gotten no updates since then. But I'm just gonna do reading recommendations. Worst case, I'll do it again. I'll delete this upload. First one is a series that I do have some I do have some floppies of, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But it's Hellblazer. Now this was the Hellblazer for the longest time I could never get into. I think I started to read it 3 times, no, 2 times, 2 to 3 times, and then this past time I really enjoyed it. But those first two to three times, two to three times, I really didn't like this book, but I liked it a lot better the 3rd time, or the 4th time, rather. You know what I mean? This most recent time, past 2 or 3 times I didn't like it, but now I read it again for the 4th time, or 3rd, and I really enjoyed it. I do recommend going to this one. It is a little slow. I will admit that the first issue I liked, but there are a few issues in here that are much slower than others. And a big problem with it, and I realize the biggest issue with all these Vertigo, all these early Vertigo books, like Sandman and, this, is that they have so much, narration. Bad example. Well, actually, not the worst example. But yeah, there's just so much narration, and they do, it's very show don't tell at points. They'll be, making love, and he'll make, the twins into twins together. It's you're not Ernest Hemingway or Edgar Allan Poe, or that's poets, so it's not a good example. But you're not actually no, because it was kind of poetic. Again, huge ass hero quotes, poetic. So yeah, he acts like he's Ernest Hemingway. Is Ernest Hemingway a poet? It's gonna bug me. I gotta look that up. But he does this this shit that he's you're not a poet. You're writing a comic book, and I'm not saying that he can't be. I'm just saying he himself, Jamie Delano, is not a poet, and but the better part about this is that novelist. Ernest Hemingway was a novelist, but the better part about this is the dialogue. When it's actually going somewhere, it's really damn good. The last 2 issues were super damn good. Now I gotta reiterate the last 2 issues of Hellblazer. There are 2 Swamp Thing issues in here, and for the longest time I thought it was printed out of order because I thought the 2 Swamp Thing issues were his first appearances, but they weren't. They're just random issues that just so happen to have him in it, and there's kind of a connection to it. But I swear to God, issue 9 ends and Swamp Thing, I think let's say it's 77, starts, and it's wait, you're not going to continue that story? Maybe they did. I don't know. I just thought there'd be more to it than what we get. And those last 2 issues were kind of slow. Had they been the first, I wouldn't have continued with the series. But I already solicited volume 2, and this series. Why did this get canceled? Why? I was on issue 2, but I'm gonna read it to the beginning again. Yeah, why did this series get canceled? I know there's Hellblazer Rise and Fall, which still has not gotten. It's a last issue. I hate when that happens. Another thing I hate, pet peeves. I'm just gonna do a part 2. Pet peeves of comics is when series and when the last issue of a series is delayed, because it was supposed to come out January, and I wouldn't have gotten it because I would have been out of work. I was out of work by that time. So I guess it's good that it's coming out in April. Hopefully, I'll be back at work by then, but I don't know. It's more just because, although I don't have COVID anymore, because I had COVID, and there was nothing. But then I'm in quarantine and everything, so. Because I know there's a variant And I find that funny that they talk about variants. Like, whenever I think about variants, I think about variants like in comics, not variants like in medical terms. So all in all, I think that Hellblazer series was really damn good, and I'm glad I gave it a second chance. It's funny that they have a Neil Gaiman quote here. He wrote Sandman. And Sandman, I want to give a second chance because of this book, or a 15th chance. No, second chance. No, actually, third chance. Sandman is kind of slow for me. Like, it's not my thing. But it is my thing, too. Like, I want to read more, like, of this kind of shit, where it's, like, fantastical fantasies type things, but it has a harder edge because it's Vertigo and they can say words like shit. But I don't know. Sandman wasn't for me. But I might give it a third chance. Again, I liked it for the first 5 or so volumes. And then that Preludes and Nocturnes, that one was good. Then that Fables and Reflections came out. And it was awful. And I was like, I'm done with the series. And I tried giving I was off for it, like, I'd say like 2 months. 2 months, every time I went to the library, I was like, nope, not getting Sandman. And I finally caved in and I read it and I was like, yeah. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the characters I'm not really in love with. And they keep introducing kind of like new characters, and it's like, why can't we just focus on these characters that I liked? Oh no, we gotta focus on these characters I don't really like. I mean, yeah, all focuses primarily, the main character is Dream and Death and all those peoples, and you get to know them as the series goes along. But then you get like the side characters, and it's like, I don't care about these side characters at all. Can we just like, we get back to Death and Dream? That's guy, not Death. Dream and Desire. What's the other one? I forget. It wasn't. No, it was Death. Sorry, Dream and Death. That's his sister. And the final book, there's only 2, is Walking Dead. Pretty slow. Not a lot happens, and the ending is kind of like, it was one of those endings, mild spoilers. I'm not gonna say what happens, but it's like mild spoiler. But it's kind of like ends, and it's like, okay. Like, the last one ended, book 13, actually, not 14. Book 13 ended with a huge-ass cliffhanger, and then book 14 did little with it. It did enough with it, like, it did, but it did, not what I expected, but just like, okay. I don't know. It kind of feels to me like it's dwindling down, and there's not really anything to do, so he just, like, doesn't know what to do, and he's, like, trying a bunch of, he's not even trying a bunch of things, he's trying one thing, and it's just not interesting to me. I don't know. I'm still gonna solicitate the book 16 because I think book 16 is the last one of these. I don't know. Oh, and I do like the new character they introduced. This one, she definitely brings a lot to the table. And it was a couple twists that I was like, oh my god, wow. There's one that even they say is ludicrous, but it's believable, which is good because there's a lot of other stuff that happens. So it's kind of understandable that would happen. Again, not gonna spoil it. But yeah, that's about it. Tomorrow, hopefully, what? Yeah, tomorrow. Like, it won't be tomorrow. But tomorrow I'll get that book. I'll do it by haul, and then I'll do that same video I'll do the library books. And then that'll be that for a little bit. Maybe not a little bit. I don't know. It all depends on when I finish the reading books, the reading recommendations, the reading the books. But I like to do them all at once. So, like, come Monday when I go, or Sunday when I, day before, day of, I go to the library, I like to do it then, because I'm going to return them. That's it.